Hi guys, hope we are live. Yes, yes. So we will be starting in a few minutes. Till then, you can chat. Hi. So hope we are live. Hope you all can hear us or hear me. Hi. I will just take in the confirmation. Can you all hear me? No voice. Uh, voice. Hello, hello. Hi. Is my voice not audible? Just confirming again. Think you all can hear me, right? Okay, I see a couple of yes. Let's get in. So, yep. So, let's start the session. So, welcome to the session, and this is a bootcamp by UNSNARL. So, hello everyone. So, my name is Kamal. Uh, I'm a full stack developer and a blockchain developer. So, those who don't know me, I basically make dApps. These dApps are basically decentralized application that have a front end part, and in the back end there is not normal back end. It is actually blockchain is being used. So yep. So yeah, so you need smart contracts and a blockchain. uh, Basically I'm just trying to give an introduction to what is blockchain, and why we will be making what we will be making. So yep. So there would be a front end part and a back end part. So in the back end there would be a contract. It would be a smart contract. Uh, so Ethereum is a blockchain. Wait, Ethereum.org. Yep, yep. So Ethereum is a blockchain network. So the first blockchain, as you all know, it is Bitcoin. The second was Ethereum. So Bitcoin was used for the normal transaction, which involved actually Bitcoin. So after that, Ethereum came into picture. So Ethereum not only involved the transaction part, like you could send Bitcoin from one person to another. With Ethereum, you could make applications which involve basically the use of currency. Like on the Ethereum uses Ether as the currency, ETH. Uh, for all the transactions involved. So, what are transactions? So, everything that you do on a blockchain, it is termed as transaction. Like, for example, sending money is a transaction. Writing something on the blockchain is a transaction. Uh, Reading something is a from the blockchain part is transaction. So, yep. So, Ethereum is the oldest and majorly most of the dApps that are built on Ethereum network. So if you're new to the blockchain, you would be like much fascinated with Ethereum. But the thing is, there are other blockchains also. Like there is Polygon, Concordium, and all those other blockchains. But the most popular is Ethereum. So and the best part about Ethereum is that the smart contract that you write on the Ethereum blockchain, it can be run on other blockchains also. So other blockchain are the ones which are EVM compatible. So the contracts that you will be writing on this Ethereum blockchain, that can be also used on the other EVM compatible chains. Uh, EVM compatible other chains are like Polygon. You could just like basically search, like there are many EVM compatible chains like Avalanche, Cardano, Polygon, as I told you. So okay, so you have got an idea, like the contract that you write on Ethereum can also be used on other blockchain also. Uh, so let's see if you guys are asking anything or what. Okay, most of the attendance, no worries about attendance. So yep, this is Ethereum blockchain. Uh, so any questions about Ethereum blockchain? Okay, so you guys are new to it. Okay, so yep. Yep. Uh, so on a blockchain network, you need a wallet actually. Wallet that is most popular is MetaMask. You could get it from an extension. It's just wallet MetaMask. Why you need a wallet? A wallet is needed for all the transactions part. Whatever transaction you want to perform on a blockchain, you need a wallet for it. In the further session, we will see how we will make transaction using MetaMask. Then, yep, you can make it app. You can start building on the network. Ethereum, get it. Okay, so now the question is, which languages do you need uh, to build on Ethereum blockchain? So um, basically, um, we all come from the background of some or the other programming languages in the past. For example, Python, C++, C. We all come to these languages at some part of life. But the thing is, if you are familiar with these languages, the writing of smart contracts, it is easier, or means it's much like familiar something. So which languages do we use? We use Solidity to write on Ethereum. So Solidity, yep. So the best part is, I'm telling you like how do you get started with these things, because mostly you are all for beginner level. So what you should follow is Solidity docs, the best thing out there. So Solidity, I told you, it's a language. It is a language that is used to write the smart contract on the blockchain. Uh, so you can read about Solidity. It's object-oriented, high-level implementation of implementing smart contracts. Yes. So yep, these are the things we will be using Solidity. Yep. So, yep, there's a Solidity compiler. Solidity is used to write the smart contracts. Yes, but the thing is, do we need any software to write these contracts on? Do we need to install anything externally? No. For yeah, you can use. There are much frameworks like HARDHAT and Truffle, which you can use in the later part of life, uh, because when you get a little experience with Solidity and writing smart contracts, you can use those frameworks. But just for getting started or just for testing out, Remix is the best thing. So what is Remix? Remix.ethereum.org. This is the URL, and Remix is a IDE. So ID, we all have used IDs, like there are uh, VS Code and other Jupyter notebooks. But Remix is a online ID. So online ID is used for writing the smart contracts and testing it out. So basically, I will just get you familiar with this ID. So how it is known that all bitcoins will be mined on someday. Blockchain, please can you elaborate from scratch? Yep, I elaborated from scratch, Zane. So, yep. So let me get you familiar with this ID part. Okay, we are at Remix ID. Remix.ethereum.org. I would just paste the URL link for you all to see. So, yep. So this is the ID. Mm, this is the file tab where you will see all the file structures. This is the normal search part where you could search anything for your contract. Then this is the Solidity compiler. This IDE comes with inbuilt compiler. You don't have to like install any packages, npm packages out there. You can just use this also for auto compiling, and it actually gives you warnings in your contracts when something is wrong. Okay, so this is the Solidity compiler inbuilt. Then we have this deploy and run transactions. So the thing is, when I write a contract, for example, let me just open a sample contract. Hmm, which one should I open? Modules. Yep. So don't get much overwhelmed by this. We will be coding this out live. So, but this is not the contract that we are going to code, of course. So I was just telling that this is a sample contract, and the thing is, on a blockchain network, when you write a smart contract and then you have to just compile the contract and then you deploy the contract on a blockchain. Okay, so the most fascinating thing about blockchain is that your smart contract is immutable. Means once when you deploy the contract, you cannot basically you cannot change its data or the functions of the deployed contracts. It is an immutable kind of thing. So yeah, it is immutable, and that is the major reason why this Solidity auditing comes into picture, auditing of the smart contracts, because auditing is important, because once you deploy a contract, if it has a flaws or if it has loopholes, so the hackers could just take the advantage of it and take all your ethers or all your cryptocurrencies out of it. uh, yeah, so auditing of smart contract is, that's the reason why it is important. And UNSNARL basically is focusing on this concept only. So yeah, a connection of it. So um, yep, as I told you, so this is the way how you deploy the contract. Uh, we will be going through this after writing the smart contract. Okay. Uh, Here your transactions would come and here your deployed contracts would come. No worries about it. So, yep. uh, actually, Remix is a quite a nice thing. It's an inbuilt browser kind of thing, so you don't need to install anything else. Can we use VS Code? Yes, Abhinav. You can use VS Code, but the when you use VS Code, you will need some packages to compile the contract. Okay, so either you will need some framework kind of thing, like I told you, HARDHAT or Truffle, so that you could just compile your contract and you could deploy the contract on a local blockchain. But why we are not using VS Code is because you want to test your smart contract right before deploying it. Uh, how do you test it? You need a compiler to run through the code, and then like basically you need a framework. You would need a local blockchain network. Local blockchain network is being done by this frameworks like Truffle has a Ganas. So Ganas is a local blockchain. It just runs on your computer, but you will have to set it all. So because you all are beginners, so we thought like remix we will use remix for just getting started. Hope that answers your question. Okay. Okay, then let's move forward. Uh, by the way, let me just show you first what we are going to code. Okay, so all of you are quite familiar with the code. Give me a second. I would pull out that link of what we are trying to build. Hmm. Yep. So what we will be building in this bootcamp is this. So this is Spotify Spotlights on the blockchain. You all must be excited about the name. So what happens on this DApp is that you come to this. Okay. So basically, I think I'm already connected, but should not be. Okay, let me open it on a incognito. I won't have a MetaMask for it, but yes. So when you come to this block, one second, let me just disconnect myself so I could just make it clear of how it works. Got disconnected. Reload. Yep. So this is our app that we are going to build. It's called Spotify Spotlights on the blockchain because here, when you come to this, you will have to connect your wallet first. So for connecting the wallet, you need a MetaMask. I'm just like showcasing of what we are going to build. Then we will start writing the smart contract for this. This is a full-fledged app. So the first thing that you could try out is you have to connect your wallet. So let me just connect one of my wallets. So yep, I just connected one of my wallet. Don't worry, we will teach you all how to do this. But I just connected it. Then I will have to write a my favorite Spotify link. Okay, so here you go. You all can share your favorite Spotify link. So any Spotify link that uh, you would love to share is most welcome. So for now, I'm just sharing a simple message, but you all can share your Spotify link so that we have the best Spotify links on this blockchain. So, hi, I am live, or we are live. So after writing your Spotify link or your message that you want to write, uh, you can just click on this wave at me. So what happens is when you click on this wave at me, it's like saying a hello with a message or your Spotify link. So MetaMask pops out, and then you will have to confirm the transaction. Once you confirm the transaction, give it a second. Yes. So this was twice. And so yeah, when you confirm the transaction, you would be able to see all the previous previous transactions also. So this the bottom, it is the latest one. Hi, we are live. It shows you the address with which I had done the transaction. This was the address. Uh, Let me just confirm it for you. See, this is the address. Okay, this is my address. Okay, so it matches with this. It shows you the exact time at which I had done the transaction, and it shows you the message or the Spotify link that you would have shared. Okay, so yep, excited to build this one. Main screen more wider. Is it not wider? Can you see it now? Uh, Vishal? I hope you all can see it now. Oh, so 107 people are watching. Just let me know. Are you all excited to build this one? I hope you are. So, yeah, we will be building on this out. So, just so where is blockchain and where is the front end part coming into picture? So what you see on your screen is the front end part. Okay, this is the front end part. Like we will be coding all this out also. This is the front end part. This input box. What is the blockchain part? It is the connecting the wallet part for making transaction and then waving at someone. So when you wave at me, you are sending a transaction which has these details: your address, your time, your message. Okay, so these are the details that we are fetching from the blockchain. Okay, so in our smart contract, we would have to initialize these variables, uh, and then like call these variables from our front end in the integration part. So that is how dApps are made. A front end is made, a smart contract is written, a smart contract is deployed on the blockchain network, and then the front end calls the blockchain network and takes the necessary values that we need. Here we need address, time, and message. So we will be coding all this out in the Solidity. So yep, that is what we are going to make in this bootcamp. I hope you are excited as much as me. So this would be like your invasion into the Ethereum blockchain. So yep, let's get started with writing the smart contract. So if you are coding along with me, just go to this remix.ethereum.org, open your remix ID, open the contracts. Here you will see this create new file. I hope you can see this one, create new file. Then create a file with Spotify. Okay, Spotify dot Spotify.so. Okay. So essentially, you can name it anything that you want, like storage owner. Some would be by default. The remix provide you by default, just to for you to test it out. But you can create the name anything you want. Just ensure that the ending has the .sol part. .sol stands for that it is a Solidity. Like for example, a JavaScript file, you store it with .js. You you write a Solidity file with the extension .sol. So when you press enter, you would be here. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so I hope the zooming helps you. Yep, that should help. Oh, so again, what is necessary for this bootcamp is next to nothing. We are doing all from scratch. We have just created the Spotify.sol file. We would be coding smart contract today, uh, writing all the functions, understanding how can we write Solidity and the smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. So actually, when I started writing, I was very excited about Ethereum blockchain because it's like one of the biggest blockchain network, and you are just writing something that is going to run on it. Okay, so yeah, let's get started with it. So what does your first line? Okay, so all the smart contracts, like this is general for all the smart contracts. How do you start the smart contract? Okay, what is the first line that you write? Okay, the first line that you write is uh, about what license you want to keep for your Solidity. So what is license? So SPDX license. This is a list which you can get it by googling. But SPDX licenses. If you have ever used GitHub, I suppose you all have used. But in GitHub also, when you create these repos, any repo that you take, it has. Let me just show you how these things are linked. But when you creating a repo, you create a license for it. Okay, like this is MIT licensed. What is MIT licensed? So you can read about it. These are the permission that you give. Like MIT license is basically you're open sourcing your contract, that anyone else can also use a contract. So on the first line, you have to tell like what license that you want to keep. So the contact for it is SPDX license identifier. Okay, so how do you identify it? So we will keep our license as, let's keep it MIT. Okay, we are keeping it open source. So this is the license part. You will get an error or a warning if you don't write it. So it's better to just write it. Like in the default files also you will get this GPL 3.2. No need to worry about it when you're getting just started. So we have just set the license. So yep, let's get let's get started with the actual contract now. So on the actual contract, let's close these files. Okay, so yep. So how do you start writing? So the first line you write with sorry, pragma solidity. Pragma solidity 0.8.0. Okay. So what this line means is that you are telling the contract of what version of compiler that you want to use here. For example, I am telling the compiler that I want to use Solidity version 0.8.0 as the compiler for compiling my smart contract, smart contract that I would be building out here. Okay, that makes sense. uh, if it doesn't make sense, go to this Solidity compiler. Here you will see the compiler versions. See, there are many. As the language evolves, the new changes in the languages make it a new version. Okay, so for example, if a bug was fixed in that language, then another version would be released that would be more modified. So yep, we are going to use 0.8.0. Okay, so that compiler supports our version. Okay, so after telling pragma solidity version, you have to put a semicolon. Okay, so that you could proceed to the next line without any errors. So, yep. The best thing about Remix is you just saw that when I had not given this, I was getting this red kind of thing. This is a warning. Hey, it gives you live errors, like what you're doing wrong. So you could just take its warning as a positive sign and make significant changes, or the little changes that would make your contract look good. So I have declared the contract version. Let me see if someone is asking anything. Um, okay. Oh yes, yes, Abhinav. Yes, we are going to learn how to build this web app. Yes, yes, sure. That's the main thing. uh, we will learn how to build the front end also, build the back end also. I mean, back end, the contract is the back end, right? So, yep. So that was the first line of the contract. Actually, the second, but significantly the first. So now let's start coding some things out. Like uh, you start writing your contract with the word contract keyword. It's a keyword. Okay, so what do you write after contract? After contract you write the name of the contract. Okay, so what do you want to name it? So I want to name it contract Spotify. Okay, Spotify spotlight. Okay, Spotify. Okay, so where did the contract go? Okay, it's here. So then after writing contract and the name of the contract, you want to put the semicolon, and then see and then what happens is every code that goes between this semicolon and this semicolon, it is your contract. Okay, so I have just initialized the contract. See the compiler, since I have checked the auto compile mode, so it is compiling live. Okay, so I mean, like, yeah. So everything that you write between these two is your contract basically. So yep, let's start writing. So I just showed you what we need. Okay, we need address, we need time, we need a message, but where we will be getting all this? That's the main question. So let's initialize it. So essentially, what are you doing on this web app is you're waving at the person, right? And the main idea behind this contract is because you're waving at the contract, and these are waves, right? We are naming these as waves. For example, this the main thing about decentralized apps is not only can I use it, I can give you the link, and you can also go on it and try it. Okay, don't spam it. Actually, we will be adding a feature, for example, you can see like any person can get here and wave at me at infinite times as much as he wants. But the thing is, we can also restrict the spamming on this one. We will learn it in the further sessions, but for now, these are waves. You are waving at a person, you are waving at this app, right? So for example, uh, Arka comes and he waves at me. Okay, another person, Rohan, comes and he waves at it. Okay, so two-person have waved, and we will need something to store how many people have waved so that we can show it on the front end side. Okay, I hope you're getting the sense out of it. So these are the waves. And yes, so let's create a variable that stores the total number of waves, total number of people that have waved. Okay, see, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 person have waved till now. We will be giving you this link. So originally many person would have waved, but we need to keep a track of it so that we could render it in the front end side. Okay, so let's just initialize a variable u into 56 total waves. Tool waves. Okay. Yeah. So how did I initialize this variable? By first writing the type of variable. Okay. Don't worry about the time. We will get this smart contract done within the time. So first I wrote the uh, type of variable. It is a u into 56 type of variable. Uh, for example, if you don't know what is u into 56, okay, let's suppose you don't know what is u into 56. You come to this docs.solidity. Okay, you type u into 56. You would get something like, say, these are the u into 56 is basically the type of variable. For example, you have in a normal languages, you have in type of variables, right? Like int uh, mangoes. Okay, so in a normal languages, you have in type of variables. You also have this in Solidity. But why are we using u into 56 means what? It is an unsigned integer. Okay, unsigned integer to 56. Okay, there are other data types also like u int 8, which is also being used sometimes. But u into 56 is stores a large amount of data. So more generally you use u into 56. Okay, so we are declaring that this is the data type that we want to use for this variable total waves. Okay, so total waves is how many person have waved on your contract. Okay, okay, so this is the normal structure how you initialize your variables. And also you would be like thinking that what is the default value. So any guesses out what will be the default value of this? I'm waiting. If anyone can guess it right, like I have declared a variable, but what is its default value? So its default value is zero. Zero. No more choices. It's zero. You can just write it also. If you don't write, it's fine. Like it would take that it's zero. Okay. So okay. So yep. So okay. Now, 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 my dear friends, you see out here, you see this artist, you see this time, you see this matches. Now how do you think I should initialize it in this contract? Should I just create these variables like address first? Like if I say I wanted to create an address, like address first, then I should create the message and then I should create this time. Uh, should I create them separately like this? But that would be very cumbersome because not only cumbersome, but the thing is, whatever variables you declare in this contract, they are called state variables. I have a beautiful doc also that I made for this bootcamp, um, that tells you about the differences between the types of variables. But let me just open it. So basically, you have three types of variables. You have a local, I think this should be visible for you. You have a local type of variable, you have a state, you have a global type of variable. So global variables are declared outside the contract. Whatever variables that you are declaring inside this contract parenthesis, like the